My name's Kevin Steen. Subscribe to Heel Steven on YouTube.com, or I'll come to your house and ruin your life.
Alright, this will be the Q&A for the month of March, Q&A number 10. First and foremost, I want to apologize to all of you who have been waiting for this video to finally come out on my channel. And it's finally here. I know there's been a delay. Alright? The reason is because obviously at work I have been given so many hours and I'm trying to get this position at work, which means that I'll be getting more money and all that. And I guess you can say it took a toll on me now and I didn't have time to do this video. But nonetheless, I'm doing it now. And for those of you who are upset that this video took long to upload, I apologize. Alright? And I hope you understand where I'm coming from with this. In life, you do things that you may not want to do, but you have to do it in order to be where you want to be at. But nonetheless, let's go on with this Q&A video. When I made the video announcing the Q&A vid, I asked you all to send me in questions, and you all did. This time, you all sent it to me on YouTube. So it's a good thing because I'd have to search through Twitter or Facebook for questions. So without further ado, let's begin. The first couple of questions come from Mr. Paul JB44. His first question is, who are some indie guys you think WWE and TNA should give a chance to? I would say guys like ACH, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Michael Elgin, Kevin Steen, Ricochet, Rich Swann, AR Fox, and so many other guys that are out there. I feel like, to be honest, TNA should grab them before WWE does, because I think TNA needs to have these new faces come into their product to help revamp their television program. Alright? And I know that TNA trying to get a lot of guys from Japan, but I feel like they should focus more on the American independent scene. Your second question, do you like Lockdown? I thought the pay-per-view was an okay pay-per-view. I know there's people out there who thought the pay-per-view was great. It was God's gift to pay-per-view. Then there's people out there who thought the pay-per-view was shit. Me, I thought it was okay. It was easy to sit through. There were things I would have done differently if I was booking TNA. But at the end of the day, everyone else has their own opinion. Your third question, what do you think of Tigre Uno? I think the guy is great talent. I see him being a soon X Division champion. Your final question, and when can I be on the podcast again? LOL. Soon. You never know, man. Sooner than later. Now, the next 5 questions come from Jamin1998. His first question is, could I be a guest on the Team Heel Gut Check podcast sometime? As far as the guest is concerned, here's how all that works. You have to contact Gavin on Twitter, at GavinKnots. You ask him, hey, can I be a guest on the show? He'll, from there, watch your videos. And from there, myself, Non-Legit Wrestling, and Gavin would make a vote. If 2 of us say yes, then you'll be a guest on the show. Then Gavin will contact you again, and you'll be a guest on the show whenever we can book you in. Alright, that's how it works for all of our guests. Alright, and if you don't get picked, it's not the end of the world. Alright? Your second question, what is your favorite ROH, TNA, and WWE event pay-per-view? I would have to say from Ring of Honor, I would say Final Battle. From WWE, I would say WrestleMania. From TNA, Bound for Glory, Slammiversary. In other words, all their big shows, if you get what I'm saying. Your third question, what was your first live wrestling event? 1996, a house show at the Garden. The main event was Shawn Michaels versus Mankind. My father took me, and it was a great time. Number 4, how did you find out about TNA and ROH? TNA, I found out back in 2005. I was on the internet searching through sites and whatever, and I found TNA, and I went through their roster page, and I saw guys like Jeff Hardy, guys like R-Truth, Ron the Truth Killings back in the day, Jeff Jarrett, Conan, Scott Hall, and you kind of get the idea, like familiar faces that you once saw at one time in WWE. It's like, wait a minute, they're here now. And that's how I got into their product, and I remember they had a TV show on the Fox Sports channel, like an hour thing, and yeah. And as far as Ring of Honor, I knew about Ring of Honor back in the day, but I never really watched it until 2012. And from there, I went to my first show, Super Card of Honor 7, at the Hammerstein Ballroom last year, WrestleMania weekend. And from there, I kind of got hooked, I guess you can say. And your final question, in your opinion, who are the most overrated, underrated wrestlers in TNA, ROH, WWE? I really can't say overrated because I feel like everyone has their own ability. But as far as underrated talents who I feel that should be on that TV level, all right, more than some people on the current roster, I would say guys like Tyson Kidd, Justin Gabriel, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, guys who I feel that are going to be big talents in the future, all right? That's my opinion, of course. And the next two questions come from Fabian Arteaga. His first question, what do you think about Jeff Hardy returning as well? It's something different, and I'm sure a lot of people expected Jeff Hardy to come back as Jeff Hardy, not as Will-O-the-Wisp. But again, I'm looking forward to seeing more of this character. I like the fact that TNA admitted that this is Jeff Hardy's alter ego. Your second question, what is your favorite WrestleMania moment? It's really a tough question, because there's a few. I like WrestleMania 21, Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 12, Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart, the Iron Man match for the WWE title. WrestleMania 6, Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior, title for title. There's so many moments that you can think of that could be good WrestleMania moments. It's hard for me to really pick one. Now, the next two questions come from Danny the Metalhead. His first question, other than wrestling bloggers, YWC members, what YouTubers do you like? I like videos from Bloodstained Lane. I like to say that he was one of the guys that got me into making videos. Alright, if you're into like combat sports, Illuminati talk, and just life talk in general, I recommend you all check him out. Alright, I also watch videos from Mr. Rebzion, The Amazing Atheist, Jacqueline Glenn. I may not agree with their point of views all the time, but I watch them from an entertainment perspective. I feel like all of us watch people's videos for the entertainment value. Alright? And your second question, do you like Hobson? Not really. The next two questions come from the Silver Surfer. The first question, what's up, Heel Steven? I have a question. What are the matches you are looking forward to in WrestleMania 30? Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. I think everyone is anticipating that match. Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar for sure. And John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Your second question, when do you think that Undertaker will lose his streak? LOL, have a nice day. To be honest, I don't see it happening. I mean, if you're going to retire Undertaker, have him retire undefeated. Have him go down as the guy who never lost a match at WrestleMania. Alright? Now, the next couple of questions, which are 6, I've asked only for 5, but I'll make an exception again, are from Shadow Souls. His first question, what Hispanic country are you and your family from? Peru. Your second question, do you have any WWF merchandise with the actual WF logo? No, man, I don't. Sorry. How old are you? 23. Do you watch the wrestling news videos of channels like Enter the Arenas or The Sports Courier? From Enter the Arenas, I watch videos from T Street Controversy, more into like the boxing videos. From The Sports Courier, I watch a little bit, not much. Your next question, what happened to Savannah from WWE, the Asian woman diva? I think she became a model. And your next question, on Stone Cold Steve Austin vest, what did the BMF mean? Bad motherfucker. Next, 6 questions again from Blast Cool. Again, I'll make an exception with 6. Alright? The first question, why didn't you post a video covering Lockdown? It was a great pay-per-view. That day, the next day, I had to work early in the morning at 7. So I had to wake up at 5 in the morning on Monday to get on a bus to get to work at 7. So after the pay-per-view, I went to sleep. I apologize if, you got upset that I didn't make a review. We actually reviewed Lockdown the day of the podcast that following Friday. So there you go. If you catched it, great. If you didn't, oh well. Your second question, favorite wrestling finisher of all time? The Canadian Destroyer, hands down. 3, biggest upcoming wrestler of 2014? I have to say Kyle O'Reilly from Ring of Honor. If you watch his work in PWG, you'll be amazed at what he does. It's amazing how he is such at a different level in PWG than he is in Ring of Honor. Your fourth question, who do you think will beat Adam Cole for the title? I want to say Jay Briscoe, but I really feel that as Supercard of Honor 8 in the Ladder War, Adam Cole really needs to win. That's my opinion. And your fifth question, why don't you cover TNA more? I do cover TNA. I'm sure people expect me to do these long videos where I go really in depth, like a 25-minute video. The thing with me is, I like to keep my videos short and sweet. Alright? Straight into the point. If you really want to watch more TNA in-depth analysis and all that fun stuff, I recommend you go check out my good friend Andre Corbeil. Alright? Or check out Big Ray from OneWrestling.com, or go on to www.tnamecca.com if you really want to see more TNA in-depth analysis and reviews and all that fun stuff, or check out Food Killer. Alright? But I do cover TNA, but I understand, man, I go really in-depth into it, but I do the best I can. Alright? Your sixth question. What do you think of Kevin Steen, Roderick Strong getting WWE tryouts? I think it's a good thing. I feel like they're trying to get a WWE contract, which is good at the end of the day. What do you think will happen from it? Hopefully they get signed. If they don't, hey, they can go back to the Indies and maybe go to TNA. Who knows? Now, the next three questions come from DJ Eric. Say hi, Eric. First question. What's up, Steve? First question. If you had control of WWE, who would you consider not worthy of being in WWE? The cast of Total Divas except Natalya. Number two, what's your thoughts on TNA taking risk on the TNA Knockouts by doing innovative matches? Is it good or bad for the business? I think it's a good thing because it comes to show you that these women can do the same thing that men do, and sometimes even better. Like when you think of TNA, they are known for their women's division, which is obviously better than WWE's, and we all know that already. Alright? And your third question, if ROH ever started a women's division, who would you sign from the Indies or elsewhere? They do have a women's division, but it's not really the best in the world. Like, they have the Women's of Honor, but most of their matches is kind of green, so they rarely promote women's wrestling in Ring of Honor. The next question comes from Anthony Mazzone. His question is, do you think Bryan will win the belt at WrestleMania 30? I want to believe it. I think a lot of people are tuning into the main event to see Daniel Bryan have his moment. Like, they're more intrigued in the moment than the match itself, which is a triple threat. But I can see it happening, but then again with WWE, anything can happen, you know? The next question comes from Killer O'Demon 669. Thoughts on Okada Tanahashi fighting at War of the Worlds in NYC? I cannot wait. Your second question, who else do you want to see? Hopefully Prince Devitt. The next 5 question comes from Brian Baker. First question, what is your thoughts on Jeff Jarrett's news? New wrestling company or buying one that's for sale? I think it's a new company. Knowing Jeff Jarrett, you know, he's not leaving the wrestling industry. He's obviously going to continue on, even if it's him not running TNA anymore. But I cannot wait to see what he offers. To my understanding, he's making the announcement the day after WrestleMania. But nonetheless, I cannot wait. Your second question, do you think we will ever see other wrestling companies make WWE push to be a better production like back in the 90s? To be honest, the only way a company is going to be able to hang with Vince, you need to have the same checking account, you know, in your bank like Vince McMahon does, in my opinion. Alright? But who knows? One day it could happen. You never know. Maybe another company, maybe TNA, maybe Ring of Honor, maybe they'll join forces and take on Vince. But honestly, I feel like, you know, when there's competition, it brings the best in every company. Alright? Your third question. I love wrestling and MMA. Me too. Do you think it's possible that some promoter could evolve the two and make a new company that would be like a reboot to the wrestling world? I'm guessing you're referring to Pancrase. It could happen, but to be honest, we think of MMA being the sport and pro wrestling being treated more like entertainment. You know, it's two things that you just don't mix. Alright? But never say never. Your fourth question. So Brock Lesnar did well in the UFC, if you want to say. Who do you think in the wrestling world could go in MMA right now? I would say Daniel Bryan. I think he has the cardio to get in there. He also has a good ground game to my understanding. So there you go. Last question. In the UFC, who do you think could come over into wrestling and be the next wrestling legend? Chael Sonnen. And the next 2 final questions come from the Unigamer661. His first question. What do you see happening if Triple H beats Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania? Everyone on the internet are going to cry. They're going to bitch. They're going to moan. They'll act like it's the end of the world. And your final question, do you have the WWE Network? Yes, I do. If you do, what are your thoughts on it so far? It's good. I'm happy with it. As far as watching the old school stuff, things that I grew up with, I'm happy. I'm sure a lot of us got it just for the fact that WrestleMania 30 will be free. Alright? So this wraps up Q&A number 10. Once again, I apologize for this delay. I know I promised it last week, but it's here now. Alright? Links to everyone's channel down below in the description. Subscribe to them. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Share this video on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. And I'm out. Peace.